Right, I'm here today with our brand spanking new mayor, Andrew King. Yes, everyone probably by now knows it's Andrew King by 9 votes, which probably had you on tenterhooks for the last since Saturday. But your life's going to take a bit of a change. Your staff here at your business are probably not going to see much of you over the next little while. And I think everyone in your life's probably going to have to diary in an appointment with you. But first of all, what do you think about becoming mayor? What was your first reaction? And now that you've had a few hours to get used to it, has your reaction changed? Have you sort of settled into the concept yet, or is it still a bit on the new side?
Thanks for asking, Lance. I held the whole campaign very loosely because I knew it could have gone any of 4 ways. Now, as it turned out, it could have gone any of 5 ways because James Casson came into the running. So there were 5 contenders, 5 serious contenders, and James, who wasn't taken seriously by everyone to start with, in fact, he wasn't invited to some of the mayoral debates, ended up coming fourth. And so it just shows you how diverse it was, how wide the group was. It could have went 5 ways, and so the voting got split very widely as well across the 5 different groups. If you didn't know, the present mayor had stepped down, the job was open, and so there wasn't like there was a favoured incumbent. So how do I feel? When I first heard, I had a tear in my eye. I rang my wife straight away in India. I rang my father and my father-in-law, who aren't on social media, just to let them know, and then put it out on Facebook and text. And my phone hasn't stopped ringing since. So
Do you have any things that are first on your agenda for doing? Have you got anything you want to start off your time as mayor with?
Yeah, there's 2 different things I want to do. Well, 3 really. One is thank the public very much for their support and for their votes and for getting them behind me. That's the first thing. The second thing is meeting the staff at council. That's important. And the third thing is the 13 members who've been voted in. So there's 13 of us. We all are actually equal in that we all have 1 vote. And so that's a very important group of people to bring together and to build a team with, build a bond with.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they're all going to be in agreement all the time with each other. I promote the tension that comes with different opinions and different angles. And that paradox, I believe, is healthy and needs to be promoted, not shut down.
Yeah. Now, the other thing I've got to ask, because I mentioned this when I was talking with Julie in my interview with her, about the things she started. She had, just the last term, she's had this mayoral matinees thing going for a while, and in her first term, she initiated a means for the public to interact with her a lot closer with her mayor and Garden Place thing. Are you looking at doing, or looking at even contemplating anything where you can have a more closer interaction with the general public in Hamilton at all? And if so, what would you consider?
Well, I have an open door policy. If anybody wants to see me, they will get an appointment and I will listen. So it's no one's going to be screened out. You don't have to be important or you don't have to be unimportant. Everybody's equal, and I need to. My policy has always been in business, and it will be as the mayor is to be available.
Well, that's good. That'll please people, because I think there's a couple of things that need to happen. First of all, I think people need to feel that they can interact with the mayor and the council in general, but in particular the mayor, because we view the mayor as the boss, a lot more. But also, I think people need to feel more connected to our civic side of our life, our politicians, and that we as voters can accomplish something through the voting process, because we only had a 30-point-something% voter turnout, which was worse than last year. And my personal view, I don't know about you, but my personal view is we need to change that over the next 3 years and hopefully get it back up above 40%. Do you think council can have much of a place in accomplishing something like that?
Very definitely. I don't believe it's the voters' fault. I don't want people out there voting on name recognition. I want people out there voting because they have connected with the councillors and with the mayor. And if you look at the councillors who do the most work in the community, they're the ones who get the highest votes. Why? Because people can relate to them, connect with them, and then they support them. They become supporters.
Yeah.
I believe it's up to us as councillors and the mayor and deputy mayor. It's our job to get out there in the public, to be with people, to be at events, and to be making ourselves available, connecting, building relationships, and building the vote that way. So I believe it's as much our fault as anybody else's, as the council.
Cool. Now, just lastly, because we've been pretty quick here, do you have anything you'd like to say to the general Hamilton public on anything from what they can expect from you through to what they can do over the next 3 years to interact, to be part of the community more, and what we can expect from our brand new mayor?
Well, I've been consistent all the way through. I want transparency.
Cool.
I want less red tape, less rules, because I believe that the rules cost money, means people have to employ planners and lawyers, and are all those rules necessary? And I want that rule book looked at. And the third thing is I want more growth. And that by growth, what I mean is a surplus of titled residential sections on the market, because that to me keeps prices in check. So that's my mandate. That's what I've always said. I've never modified my message while I've been out talking to groups during this campaign, and some groups haven't liked what I've said because I haven't said it. I've just been consistent.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter. They may not necessarily have heard what they wanted to hear, but they did respect me for saying what I said.
Yeah.
And I believe that's what flowed through to the votes in the end.
Cool. Yeah, that was actually the other thing I was going to ask you is, can we see some progress on things like infrastructure so that we can get more housing with, out during the election it came out that we're increasing in size by about 70 people a week. That means we need some housing development pretty quick. Yes, we need to bring back life to the centre of the city, but we also need development to move ahead so that people got somewhere to live. Otherwise, people will be camping out in paddocks and tents if we're not careful.
This is one of our fundamental core things that council needs to be doing. It's not our job to get into property development, but it is our job to empower the developer by getting our services to that growth cell, so that then he can subdivide the farm, subdivide that area. If we haven't got our pipes to take the sewage away, to get the water in, to get the roads, traffic in and out, then the subdivider can't go ahead and subdivide.
Okay.
So we need to do our bit so then the subdivider can do his bit. I know that there is land available for subdivision that hasn't been subdivided. That's beyond our control. We can't make people subdivide. Yeah. We need to ensure that we've got enough places open so that then if the subdivider chooses to do it, he can do it.
So this comes back to your thing about red tape and making less red tape, making the processes easier to get things moving. And it came up by one of the business people I was talking to in town was talking about a lot of the upstairs, what used to be office space, a lot of it was held by lawyers and accountants in the past who now don't use those office spaces above shops. And some of it's developed into apartments, but there's a lot still there that's been sitting empty for years, just unused. And I found out that a lot of it's because it's not zoned for residential, so they have to apply to get the zoning changed so that they can actually convert it to apartments. And for some landlords, it's less hassle just to leave it empty.
Yeah, well, the rule book's so restrictive that the staff, who are very good at council, can't make common sense decisions because they'd be breaking the rules.
Yeah.
Well, that's not about letting a city grow and expand in an affordable way. It's restricting growth, and this is what we've got to get around. We've got to address this rule book.
So over the next 3 years, we can expect to see an expanding Hamilton with a little bit less red tape, so it can expand better and doesn't end up in the same daft situation Auckland is at the moment, where people are living cars and garages and all this sort of thing. That hopefully people will be actually in apartments or houses and this thing. So that by the time the next election rolls around, Hamilton will be better and more forward thinking and moving ahead.
That's what I'd like to see.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh well. Thanks very much for your time.
Yeah,
and
just one last thing I want
yep.
to say before you go. Firstly, I want to congratulate you, Lance. You're a freelance guy who's out there doing this, not for money. You're doing it for the love of politics and the love of photography and film.
Yep.
And you've been at all the meetings, you've shared, and you've given openly to all the candidates evenly. And I think that's a great thing, Lance, and I just want to congratulate you on what you've done and what you're doing. Somebody has to get that message out there, and you were ahead of the game here. You were getting the message out on video before the big players were doing it. So I just want to say you're forward thinking, good on you for what you're doing, and I appreciate the fact that you're not doing it for personal gain, and I think it's fantastic. And the other thing I want to do is just thank everybody, all of you out there who voted for me and who supported me. And you've got to understand, one vote, one person rooting for me, who brings in their family and their extended family and promote me, all of you people who are one people persons got me across the line. So a lot of you need to pat yourselves on the back because you're responsible for the new mayor, and I really appreciate it.
Well, on behalf of myself and the public you've just thanked, thanks very much for the recognition, and it's going to be busy for you, and I know you're going to be run off your feet over the next few days. I was surprised you actually were able to see me today. I wasn't expecting to get to see you till next week. So yeah, have fun, good luck, and keep moving ahead with the vision you've got for Hamilton.
Thanks,
and enjoy it. Biggest thing is make sure you enjoy it. Yeah. Don't get fed up with it or anything.
Thanks.
Cool. Thanks.